What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Zephyrwargames, and as you can see I'm profiling you today Machinedramon. Now Machinedramon is a deck that means a lot to me because it's the first ever deck that I took to a big event, and that was being a Ultimate Cup at Darksphere Shepherd's Bush a long time ago. And yeah, and this was like the Ultimate Cup where, no, Digifest, sorry, I get them mixed up. So the Digifest at Shepherd's Bush. This was when the Digimon promo got reprinted. That's kind of like my big like icon for that event. So yeah, and I took a Machinedramon. I love the Digimon as just like as a Digimon, and the general concept of the deck initially, like, it's interesting to me. I like my gimmick decks. I like a deck that has like a weird, unique play style that it and only it can do. And like Machinedramon is like one of those things where like you're establishing so many like cyborg inherents underneath your big guy, and just making like the biggest tower and that you could possibly can. So Machinedramon to me has gone through a lot of iterations, and with the whole release of 2.0, we got a lot of spicy text that we can play in the deck that changes the deck's like not entire play style, like the initial play style is still there, but like with the text that we've added in, that you will see later on, we can help bring that play style onto the field quicker. And again, you'll see as we get through it. So I'm going to do this profile not like the others. I'm going to do it in reverse. I feel like Machinedramon kind of like profiles better that way. So we're going to start with the top end, and we're going to go all the way down to the level 2s. So if you enjoyed this video, give us a like and subscribe down below, and ding that notification bell so you don't miss out on any other Digimon content. So let's get into Machinedramon. Starting off with the main boy himself, 4 copies of EX1 Machinedramon. This is your big boss monster. On play, you can tuck up to 5 black or red cyborg level 5 type Digimon from your hand or trash as its bottom evolution sources. For each one you tuck under, you gain 5 memory, and all turns, if this card would be deleted, you may trash 2 level 5 Digimon cards from this evolution cards to prevent it from being deleted. So he only has deletion protection, but he also has an alternative effect where he can't be DP reduced at all. So as we ever get into like more DP reduction formats where yellow is just like super prominent, Machinedramon has like a way of saying like, I'm good now. So 4 copies of him. Then we have 2 copies of Chaosdramon from EX3. He can evolve on 1 from Machinedramon, and he has an on-play when Digivolving. You may place up to 3 red or black level 5 cards with a cyborg trait and different card numbers from your hand or trash under this Digimon as his bottom evolution card. So Digivolve 1 of your opponent's Digimon for each card placed. In all turns, when it would be deleted or returned to the hand or deck, you may trash 2 level 5 cards from this evolution card to prevent it from leaving. So very strong card. You can play more copies of it. I used to play like 4 copies, and I bounce kind of like between the ratios. I never go below 2 though. I think 2 is like the least you can possibly play this card. We needed to find space to fit in new text in this deck, and ultimately Machinedramon is our main focal point of the deck, so I play more copies of him and less of Chaosdramon. But then we play 2 copies of Chaosdramon X Antibody as our last big boss monster. He can evolve on a Machinedramon or Chaosdramon for 2 memory. And at the start of the main phase, you may place a Digimon card with a cyborg or machine trait from your trash as this bottom evolution card. All turns, he gains all the effects of Machinedramon and Chaosdramon's evolution sources. And all turns, when it would be deleted, trash your opponent's top security card. That's a once per turn effect. So what I like about this card is that even after you've gone from your Machinedramon or your Chaosdramon into this guy, you haven't exactly lost your ultimate boss monster at all. Like, ultimately in this game, sometimes what makes a boss monster is its abilities, and so for in this case, like, Machinedramon is boss monster because of his ability to keep himself alive, and same with Chaosdramon. And so when you go into Chaosdramon X, because he gains all the effects, you don't actually lose that kind of like boss monster material. So I kind of really like Chaosdramon X for that kind of for that. So that's it for the big level 6s. We're going to go into the level 5s now. So starting off with my DP boosters, we're playing 1 copy of EX1 Metal Greymon for a 3k boost, and we're playing 1 copy each of Daipenmon and Jet Sylphimon. These are 2 new cards that came in 2.0 for us, where they are actually red cyborg type Digimon now, and they both give all turns plus 2000. Before, we used to have to play the Gigadramon and Megadramon from, I believe, BT6, but they only gave 2k on your turn or your opponent's turn, respectively. Now we have 2k on all turns, all the time, which is very, very strong. Next, we're moving on to our security trashes. We're playing 1 copy of the Vespermon, Metal Tyrannomon, and Rapidmon. Very, very strong cards for the ability to all turns if you delete a Digimon trash your opponent's top security card, which means when we start blocking with our Machinedramon or redirecting with our Analog Man, we're actually getting benefits and we're getting closer and closer to our win condition. Next, we're in our kind of like collision engine. We're playing 2 copies of the EX7 Gigadramon, which just gives generic collision as an inherent. What collision does is that when you attack your opponent's, all your opponent Digimon gains blocker and they have to block if able, which combos very well with our ST1 Metal Greymon, which has the ability, as you can see, all turns if you're blocked, you gain 3 memory. So it's not something you're going to pull off all the time in terms of like the Metal Greymon, because he only works with the collision really, but it is a very strong engine to have in your deck. I think at least you don't have to play the Metal Greymon, but I still say play 2 Gigadramons, because they still combo well with your trashing abilities over there. So you could like just replace this with a 4th trash, because we do have the Cannon Beamon, if you want to like abuse that, and then like this would be like your 4-card engine there. But ultimately I really like the Metal Greymon. I think it comes up very nicely, and it does surprise your opponent when like oh no, I'm losing memory, and you're like, yep boy, let's go. I do like it a lot. Next, we have like our flexible one-offs. Like this is like the utility pile, you could say. So first we have the EX1 Mamemon, Metal Mamemon, where if you're attacking your machine tape, you can delete an opponent's play cost 5 Digimon. Combos hits those level 5 aces very, very nicely. Then we have the Megadramon from BT15, which is Digivolve 1 when you swing. Very, very handy. Then we have the BT8 Metal Greymon, which lets you attack unsuspended Digimon if you are Dragonkin or Machine Trait, which you are. Then we have Gigadramon for the reboot. What I do like about this Gigadramon is that he does have jamming natively, so if you do climb up at the stack, which you can do in this deck, you can get a nice quick cheeky jamming swing before you start getting into your level 6s. Then we have the EX1 Andromon and ST5 Megadramon for the blocker abilities. Megadramon is generic blocker, whereas Andromon needs to have the machine trait. But I do like Andromon because he does have that potential of when digivolving, as well as the Metal Mamemon, to search your top 3 cards for a machine trait Digimon. Then we have, to round it up for the cyborgs, the 1 EX1 Megadramon for the step +1 if you are a machine trait. The reason I go for this as well, because he does have an on-play to delete 2 3k Digimon if you need to. So if you're up against those like Rookie Rush style decks, he does come in handy. Next, we are on to the spice, the new spice for the deck, other than our hybrid level 5s, is 3 copies of the BT19 Chimeramon. So if you saw my previous profile for Millenniumon, you know where this Chimeramon comes from. He is a support for that deck. But what he does also support is EX1 Machinedramon very, very nicely. So what the Chimeramon does is that what you're going to be using him is for the on-play effect. You can digivolve him. Our level 4 is a purple but you're mostly going to be on playing this. So you're going to be paying 8 memory to on play by deleting one of your Digimon. Delete one of your opponent's level 3, 4, and 5 Digimon. So already he is board clearing your opponents of potential 3 levels of Digimons. But what you're going to be doing is that you're going to be on playing, paying 8 to kill himself, to then trigger his on delete by deleting one of your level 4 or lower purple Digimon. You may play a Machinedramon from your trash without paying cost. So now you can see where this is going. So let's say your opponent sets you to 1, like the lowest they can possibly give you. You pay 8, so your opponent's at 7 to play this card. You delete itself to delete 3 of your opponent's Digimon. You then use this ability to delete one of your other purple Digimon to then play Machinedramon for 0. Machinedramon EX1 has that on-play effect where you can tuck 5 Cyborg trait Digimon. So let's say we tuck the 5. We can now pull 5 memory back. So when before we just gave your opponent 7, well, now I just pulled 5 memory back, so I've actually just given him 2. So we played a level 6, essentially, full stat level 6 for 3 memory. And that's if they gave us 1 memory. What if we have a mem setter, which we do? What if we have race to gain memory? We also have that. We could potentially play a Machinedramon for 3 memory and still keep turn. I love this card. He also just has a generic Sec +1 inherent, and he is still red. And our EX1 Machinedramons and Chaosdramons and X's can still naturally evolve on red. So again, if we needed to, we can just like climb up a stack and have a 2-check level 6 Machinedramon. Which then comes in handy, because then if he gets deleted, he's in the trash where he needs to be. So the next Chimera one can, you know, just bring him right back. I really like the Chimeramon tech. You don't have to like branch too far away from your like standard Machinedramon decks from that we had previously to just fit 3 copies of this in. Yeah, you do have to have a purple low end, which you'll see later on, but ultimately that was a low end that people were playing anyway. So like it's not exactly like a brand new out of the blue engine and play style that we had to like adapt to. Like we've already adapted to it. So I really like the Machinedramon and the Chimeramon combination there. So we play 3 copies of that. You wouldn't go 4. I don't advise going 4. He would then start getting bricky. So we need to get stuff into the trash. So what we're going to do, we're going to play 4 copies of Promo Ramon. On play and when digital ring, trash a card in hand to draw 2 cards. We're getting stuff into the trash and we're getting stuff into our hand. You know, Promo Ramon is phenomenal for that. That's our only level 4. If you're new to the style of deck, which seems to be, this may seem weird to you, but Machinedramon is all about on-playing stuff, getting stuff into your trash, using the rookies to chip your opponent away, you know, get your consistency going, and then you start hard playing big guys for big memory. You may be paying big memory, but most of the times you're pulling that memory back. As I said before, mostly it is through the Machinedramon, and you know, you can use the Chimeramon to make it 3 cost cheaper. So for our purple package, we are playing the 4 copies of Fascomon to go along with the Raremon. Fascomon is on delete, draw 1, then trash 1, which is very, very handy. And then we're playing 2 extra purples. I'm playing 1 copy of Guilmon from BT5. This is on delete if you're deleted by an effect to gain a memory. This combos well the Chimeramon, which means now your entire play only costs 2 memory to do. And then we have the 1 copy of the BT6 Elecmon, which is on delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. This helps get rid of pesky floodgates, as you can on-play the Chimeramon, kill himself, kill 3 things. If they still have floodgate on board, you'd kill your Elecmon. And so when you play back your Machinedramon, let's say it's a memory floodgate, you can trigger and resolve the Elecmon first to pop the floodgate, and then resolve the Machinedramon to tuck 5 pull memory. To round up the rookies in our deck, I was before playing 3 more copies of the Guilmon, but in testing, kind of like noticed I was seeing too many purples and they weren't exactly doing anything for me. So I took those Guilmons out and put back the EX1 Hagurumon, which is on play, trash a machine or cyborg to draw 2 cards. I was having issues trying to get the Machinedramons into the trash a bit more consistently and fluently. And I think the Hagurumon will help fix that issue. That's it for the Digimon. Moving on to our options and tamers to round up the deck, and then the eggs as well. Playing 2 copies of the Attacker, the Heavy Mobile Digimon. This allows our Machinedramons to actually have Blitz and Rush, so they can actually start attacking the turn they are played. So again, going back to the Chameleon play, you've done all that play, you got the memory back, you got the free memory, but before of all of that, if we played the Attacker, the Heavy Mobile first, it means now our Machinedramon, if it's still our turn, can now actually swing and start doing everything that it needs to do. So playing 2 copies of that. Our last option in the deck is 3 copies of this memory boost. We are playing a purple package, so we do have a purple egg, which means we can use this to nicely trash 2 cards from our deck to draw 1. And then we can pull 3 memory back later on. 2 memory back later on. So again, you don't even really need the mem setter in this case, because you can just, like, before you do all of your play, trash this and gain the 2 memory that you need. Moving on to the tamers to round up the deck, the main deck, should I say. 4 copies of the best tamer in our deck, which is Analog Man. Start a main, you can trash a level 5 cyborg in the hand to gain a memory, draw a card on opponent's turn. When your opponent's Digimon attack, so you can spend this tamer to redirect it to one of your level 6 machines. Phenomenal consistency, phenomenal memory gain, and combos very well with 1 copy of the ST16 Machinedramon, which is a mem setter, and then if all turns, if you earn a card, trashes a card, when one of your effects trashes a card in your hand, you can spend this tamer to gain a memory. This makes it, in combination with Analog Man, Machinedramon actually sets you to 4 memory, and to 5 memory, which is like super strong in this deck. Like, being able to start your turn at 5 memory every time is just, you know, pretty disgusting. To round up the deck, we're playing for our eggs 4 copies of the BT15 Digimon. On delete, trash a level 5 or higher when you hand to draw 2 cards. This is like the best draw egg now for this deck, in purple base. But we are still playing 1 copy of the old one, which is the BT3 Digimon to on delete, trash a card to draw a card. And guys, that is the profile for Machinedramon. I hope you all enjoyed it. Leave your comments down below what you think of this deck and how you're playing your Machinedramon profiles. Are you playing it with the Chameleon package? Are you going purple base? Are you going black base? Or are you even crazier and going red base? Like, I'll be very surprised out there if people are still rocking the Digimon red base, or new red base, if there is one. So, as before, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, guys, as always, stay safe, and of course, happy dueling.